getting off the field on third down. We got to do a better job of covering punts, and there's a lot to improve on for sure. We give Texas A&M credit. That's a heck of a football team that we just played last night that certainly is continuing to get better each and every week with a lot of really good players. Off week, like I said last night, is coming at a good time. We are certainly beat up. Came out of the A&M game, it looks like fairly healthy. Obviously minor bumps and bruises after an SEC football game, but doesn't appear to be anything major at this point. We'll continue to monitor, some guys as they go through the week. But busy off week for us. It's an off week, but it's not an off week where we're not playing, but we're certainly working. We've got to continue to get better as a football team. We're going to spend some time this week recruiting. I'll be out tomorrow recruiting. I'll be out Thursday recruiting, and I will be out Friday recruiting. The rest of our coaches will be out Thursday and Friday. Looking forward to getting out on the road. We're going to practice. We met with our players today and reviewed the game. And we will practice Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They'll lift weights Thursday morning and then have the rest of the weekend off. Everybody needs a break at this point. It's been a long, not just 8 weeks, but a long preseason camp and whatnot. Any players obviously have off days from the NCAA, coaches and staff. We haven't had an off day since August 5th. So we all need a little bit of a break, and we got a lot of work to get done this week to get ready for November. And, we will got a great opportunity these next 4 weeks, but we certainly have to improve. And last night was nowhere near good enough, and got to be better going forward. So glad to answer any questions. I haven't said that.
Hey, Shane, it's Dave. Just any thinking right now of potentially helping out with the play calling, maybe giving somebody else a shot, or is it still Marcus' show going forward?
No thought of that.
Hey, Shane, it's I think Kevin only got 2 carries last night. Was that a product of scheme or what you guys were trying to do, or how's he doing?
Who, Ben? I'm sorry, only got 2 carries? Kevin. A little bit of it was his health. We wanted to get him involved and get him going. He of the running backs last night was the most limited during practice. Zaquandre probably came back the quickest of the 3 running backs, and then Marshawn, before him. Kevin was more limited during practice, and they were all, ready to go, but he hadn't had the practice time that the other guys had, and a lot of that was how the game, went early on as well. I think we only ran 20 plays in the first half, and it was hard to get a lot of guys involved, but nothing from our standpoint, wrong with Kevin. He just it's kind of how the game went and the overall health of that group.
Hey, Shane, it's Mike. The question is, where's your confidence level with Marcus, as the offensive coordinator and direction that this offense is headed, and what do you think can be corrected during this bye week?
I think as a staff, we've got offense, defense, and special teams continue to put our players in position to make plays and give Texas A&M credit because they've got a really good football team. But we've got good football players, and we've got to win our one-on-one battles. Texas A&M is going to win some, but we've got players, and we've got to win our battles as players as also, whether it be an offensive lineman for us versus a defensive lineman from Texas A&M, whether it be a defensive back from South Carolina versus a wide receiver from Texas A&M, a defensive end for South Carolina versus an offensive tackle from Texas A&M. We got to win our one-on-one battles as well. And I know what we're doing offensively. I know what our plan was last night. I know what our plan was defensively to stop the run. I know what our plan was special teams-wise to cover punts. And it didn't, we didn't get it done last night in any phase. And we've got to look at it as coaches as why we lost as many one-on-one competitive plays as we did, and also continue to, put our players in position to have a better chance of success than some of our guys did last night as well. So that's coaching and that scheme, and we've got to get better fundamentally to win those battles, and we got to continue to look at what we're doing schematically. I mean, we've got an 8-game body of work to see where we are right now in all 3 phases, and we've got to look at, what do we do well, and how can we be more efficient and perform at a higher level in all 3 phases than what we did last night.
And just to follow up on that, Shane, I know I gave you a couple things right there, but where's your confidence level with Marcus? And I'm not just speaking about last night. I just mean in terms of this point of the season.
My confidence level is fine in all of our coaches. No one's happy with where we are. We're 4-4. We didn't play well last night. And, we all got to be better, myself included, and the 10 assistant coaches and every single person in that building. We all, have a hand in. We all had a hand in last night, and we all need to have a sense of urgency to get it right. And like I told you guys in the post-game press conference, after every single game, win or lose, we look at it as a staff and look internally, and as far as things we did well, things we didn't do well, what we got to do better, what we got to do from a preparation standpoint to be better. Personnel issues that we didn't, they wouldn't do a good job of game planning for, whatever it may be, and that's after every game, whether it's a great win or an ugly loss.
Thank you.
Shane, it's Dave again. Looking at your quarterbacks, first, did Zeb, did he actually get knocked out during the play last night? Did he lose consciousness at any point?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think we would have put him back in if he had lost consciousness.
Right. Yeah.
I know he got hit and went down on the ground. He had a bloody nose. He had a bloody lip. He got pretty good last night and obviously took a lot of shots. But no, he was not knocked out at any point.
All right. And just looking at Jason going forward, what does he have to do to, maybe you guys give him a pretty serious look at starting against Florida?
Yeah, and going back to that, Dave, I would hope you'd have a little bit more respect for the way that we do things, that we're not going to put a kid back in the game that gets knocked out and lose consciousness. I mean,
it was nothing personal,
okay.
Shane. I was just asking.
I know it's not personal, I know it's not personal, David, but, I mean, let's be professional here, too. Like, as a college football coach, a college anything coach, you're not going to endanger a player that gets knocked unconscious by putting him back in the game. You know better than that, and that's regardless of whether you're talking to me coming off a Texas A&M loss or whether you're talking to any coach in college football. As far as Jason did some better things, and I was proud of Jason and the way that he came in and played last night, and made some nice and showed some athleticism. The interceptions were unfortunate. He threw the ball up in the end zone and gave the ball was thrown inside a little bit, but gave our receiver an opportunity to at least try and go up and win a 50-50 ball, and we weren't able to. And then the throw on the sideline that was a little bit behind Zaquandre, that was a little bit of the path of the running back and a little bit of the throw, but thought he did some good things as well.
Hey, Shane, it's Hale. Obviously, you haven't been able to go out on the road in a very long time. What's that been like as you've had time to kind of just sit around and think about recruiting and just stuff in general? Has it been weird? Like, do you think about it like that, and how excited are you to be able to get back out and
No, I'm excited. I'm going to be at 2 high school football practices tomorrow, and I'm excited to get out on the road 3 days this week. And it has been weird. I mean, the last time that I was on the road and went into high school was when I was coaching at Oklahoma in January of 2020. When I was out recruiting different places in Texas and on the East Coast for Oklahoma. So it's been a lot of FaceTime calls. It's been a lot of Zoom calls and virtual visits and things like that. So I enjoy getting out and being around high school coaches and teachers in those high schools. So I'm looking forward to getting out on the road and talking Carolina football with so many people. Okay, thanks guys. Have a good week.